Welcome to another insightful conversation on Talk with Anu. Today, I have the pleasure of welcoming Dr. Mrinalini Garv, founder of Unshackled Career Woman, which is going to be Bindas Leader, a leadership and career growth expert dedicated to helping professionals, especially women, navigate their career journeys with confidence and clarity. With her experience in leadership coaching and professional development, Dr. Mrinalini works with individuals to overcome career barriers, strengthen their leadership presence, and unlock their true potential. In today's conversation, we'll explore some important questions around women in leadership, career growth, confidence, visibility, and the unique challenges faced by women in IT and STEM fields. Thank you so much for tuning in. You are watching Talk with Anu, and this is Anuradha Vasan. Today, I have a very special guest with me, the founder of Unshackled Career Woman, Dr. Mrinalini Garv. Hi.
Hi Anu, thank you for having me.
Sure. Thank you so much for your time. Tell us what inspired you to create Unshackled Career Woman.
So I want to talk about it. There's a new development that has happened, Anu. One is I'm actually changing the branding of Unshackled Career Woman to Bindas Leader, because what I have realized is, based on the description of the transformation that my clients are achieving, it feels like the word unshackled does not encompass everything that they're achieving. So I'm changing it to Bindas Leader. And Bindas is a word that has no direct translation in English, but the closest that we can come to is Bindas equals daring and carefree.
Lovely.
And daring, not reckless, but daring, courageous, and also not taking everything seriously in life.
Beautiful. I'm happy to have this conversation right in the transition from Unshackled Career Woman to Bindas Leader.
Yes.
And nice to know about that.
Yeah.
Was there a defining moment in your career that made you realize that something needed a change?
Yeah, there always is, Anu, right? So, on paper, if you look at my professional journey, everything looks great.
Right.
I mean, I'm a physician. I practiced in India for many years. I went to a great school here in the US. I worked in some very, highly renowned and respected organizations such as Johns Hopkins Medical Center. And also I became a business professor, and now I have my own business. So, everything seems great.
Right.
However, when I was in my second job, when I was working at the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute, I was doing all the right things, right? All the conventional things. Speak up, connect with people, take on more responsibilities, and, be visible. I got a lot of awards as well. It was 5 years in the company, and I was ready for a promotion, but a peer, a colleague who joined 2 years ago got promoted, going above and beyond to help the company achieve their goals, but I was sidelined. So that started my pursuit of really figuring out why highly qualified, hard-working professionals get sidelined in their career and why they stay stuck.
Absolutely. All right. So, what does being an unshackled career woman truly mean to you, or Bindas Leader?
I have given it a lot of thought, and a lot of people go with the conventional definition of leadership, and there are lots of variations of there, and I feel like nobody has really figured it out, honestly. People just talk from their experiences. So the way I look at leadership is all about radical self-acceptance. And what I mean by that is, you have done the inner work, you have done the inner journey, and you know the great, bad, and ugly within you, and you accept it. You don't fight it, you accept it, and yet you're not losing your luster. You're still being yourself. And when you are, authentic, again, there's another word that's just thrown around, but if you're really true to yourself, then it really doesn't matter if somebody praises you or criticizes you. You know, tali ya gali, you are still the same person. You don't get swayed by that. And I think that is leadership, where you can just be yourself, you can be balanced, you can be equanimous, because that's when you can take the best decisions in life.
Beautiful, beautiful. What are the most common invisible barriers that hold professional women and men back from reaching their full potential?
That's an excellent question. And I want to actually spend a little bit more time here, if it's okay with you, because many times, you know, professionals are hurting themselves because they blame themselves for whatever is going on in their organization. And I have been there, but I call it something called as the subconscious cultural conditioning blind spot. And what that does is it actually creates a hazy vision of yourself. You can't see what you're capable of, and you hold yourself back from achieving your true potential. So I want to actually go to my notes here to list out what are those symptoms, because I don't want, you know, your listeners, if they are in this situation, to blame themselves for what's going on, because these are the things that are not in their control. Basically, this is what it looks like in real life. So you see colleagues who are less qualified and less smart than you, but are doing better in their career. They are the ones who get promoted, right? And you're sad and jealous, but you quickly justify that, right? And you just tell yourself that, you know, I should just be grateful, you know, that I have a job. But if we can actually let ourselves feel that, it will take us to the core of why that is happening. And also we feel inferior and feel like, oh, now I need to upscale, and then we run and get more certifications and degrees, but that does not help. Then the second symptom is that, you know, you get a great idea in a meeting, and you know it is absolutely amazing. That is the answer to the question that the people in the meeting are looking for, but you just toss and turn that idea in your head, and then you are wondering, oh, but I don't have enough data, and what if I speak up and people think that I am stupid or it's a stupid idea. But in that moment, you know, somebody else shares that exact same idea and they get the applause and the credit, and then you spend the whole day, you know, kicking yourself, thinking that, oh, why did I not speak up? And you promise yourself next time you will share, but the next meeting comes and it's the same again. Then the third thing is, you feel that there's a big gap between, you know, there are water droplets on this. You know, you always feel like there's a big gap between you and the C-level executives. So you tend to put them on the pedestal, and then you scare yourself, you terrorize yourself that, oh, I don't know how to network with them, I don't know what to speak with them. So of course there are strategies, but there's also that conditioning that holds you back from connecting. And then there are you know, two other things. We are afraid of confrontation, right? And we don't know why we do that. And then we trust our bosses blindly. We think that our hard work will speak for itself, but that's not how the corporate world works. So you want to open the side doors and connect with people and create that visibility for yourself. But when you have this blind spot, you can't recognize, you know, what exactly is going on, and we waste time in solutions that are not going to help us become that leader that we want to.
Totally. I think as you were mentioning about the boardroom or a meeting room situation where you have a point and you keep it within yourself. I've went through this situation, so I'm sure many of the viewers listening to must have gone through the same situation as well.
It's a very common problem.
Exactly. Why do so many highly qualified women struggle to advocate for themselves despite their accomplishments?
This cultural, you know, subconscious cultural conditioning blind spot, that is the major reason why we hold ourselves back. Because, you know, if I asked, you know, your audience to, you know, pull out your resume and read all your accomplishments, I'm pretty sure, like, it's amazing, right? But somehow in their mind, you know, there's a barrier. They can't really see that this is something that they have done it, and that it's a matter of pride. But because of that conditioning, everything feels less, because we are constantly comparing ourselves with others, and we feel that, oh, they must know something more, they are better than me. And of course, the self doubt, right? Oh, my English is not as good, I don't express very well. And that's because of, thanks to colonialism, right? They have just told us that, you have to have great English, you have to have a certain skin color, and that also actually impacts us and holds us back from being who we truly are.
Thanks for sharing all that with us. So, Dr. Mrinalini, you often speak about executive presence. How would you define it for someone hearing the term for the first time?
Just like leadership, right? Just like leadership, executive presence. If you Google these terms, you will get a million hits, right?
Right.
And it makes you wonder what exactly it is. Again, the way I look at executive presence is bringing your whole self, right? A lot of people think, oh, executive presence is, being charismatic, and then people don't know whether they have charisma or not, whether it can be developed or not. So if you don't have clarity, then you are stuck.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of people feel that, oh, if I'm confident, then I will have executive presence. There's truth to that. But executive presence, if we look at, like if I ask you to think of a person who you consider as a great leader, they are ordinary people, but somehow they have cultivated themselves where, in their presence, you will see they make an eye contact.
Yeah.
They respect you, they listen really carefully. When you're in their presence, you feel like, I want more of them, right? They enter the room and everybody turns to them, and they have that trust in them that this person knows
Right.
what they are talking about or what they know.
Yeah.
So executive presence, again, comes from accepting yourself as your whole self. You don't have to be brown or white or black or whatever color to be a great leader. It is really how self assured you are within yourself. Because when you are self assured, then there's no rush.
Right.
Then you're not trying to prove yourself. You are just present, and you take up all that space. You're not constricting and holding yourself back.
Very true, very true. So, how important is communication in determining who gets promoted and who gets overlooked?
So, Anu, communication is just one piece of the puzzle. So, when it comes to promotion, you need four C's, and the four C's are a part of my power presence protocol that I teach my clients. So, number one is clarity. You know in the core of your heart that you deserve more. You know you're being underutilized, you're being undervalued. Most of the times, we get insecure bosses because we apply for jobs that are one or two levels below us.
Yeah.
Just to begin with.
Right.
So that person is insecure, that person is not going to promote you. You will always find faults. So even if you have the best communication, that person is not going to promote you. So first of all, you need to have that clarity that yes, I do deserve that next level.
Right.
And make that commitment. And then whatever comes up, self doubt and everything, that's okay.
Right.
That's the second piece, right? To build that confidence. And like I said, we all have that subconscious conditioning blind spot, right?
Right.
So confidence is built, which is the second C, is built by addressing that blind spot and eliminating the limiting beliefs, right? And then the third piece is communication. Now, in communication also, there are two parts. One is to be able to stand your ground,
Right.
to speak up, especially when you have dominating personalities in
Right.
the room, right? Because that's when people start seeing your leadership skills, right? So having one communication with your boss is not going to work. The communication has to happen consistently, especially in front of the decision makers,
Right.
And then the second part of communication is knowing your branding. And what I mean by that is, most professionals with the breadth and depth of experience, they have become like what I like to call as a big rainbow trout,
Right.
right? But the market is looking for that tiny purple frog.
Mm.
So how do you leverage that experience
Mhm.
so that you are seen as that missing piece of puzzle in the hierarchy,
Correct.
and then you are appointed as that leader.
Absolutely.
And last but not the least is the connection. So the fourth C is connection. And like I said, your boss may or may not be invested in your growth.
Mm.
So you have to create those side doors and connect with people above him or her.
Wow.
Right? Not just the skip level, but people in the C suite, because they are the people who are more generous.
Deciding
They are the
qualities.
people,
Yeah.
if you can build a personal relationship with them, not like, oh, yes, Anu, you're my right hand. You know, what will I do without you? You're so good technically.
True.
So, but building this personal connection where the CEO will open their Instagram account and show you, this is my puppy, this is my grandchild. That's the kind of connection you want to
Lovely.
build, and they then become the champions of your
Beautiful,
growth.
beautiful explanation. What mistakes do professionals commonly make in high stake meetings with senior leadership?
Yeah. So a lot of the times people spend a lot of hours preparing for that presentation, for that meeting, right? I had a client when she said, I spend 8 hours at least if I have a presentation I need to make. But see, if you have built those connections beforehand, right, and those people are in the meeting, that itself will take away a lot of anxiety.
Right.
And then the other thing a lot of professionals don't do is that they attend meetings where they are not even needed. But for every meeting, if you could connect with the host of the meeting, ask them what is the agenda, where can I add the most value, what what do you want me to talk about, what do you want me to present. If we don't know what a role is in the meeting, then we get sidelined.
Correct.
So it's very important that you build those connections, because see, what happens is, let's say somebody shoots down your idea when you're speaking up, but because you have built those connections with the decision makers,
Right.
they are going to now say, wait, Anu, I want to hear what you have to say.
Lovely.
Right? And then others look at you and say, "Oh, how does the COO know her, right? And why is he or she backing her?" So their perception about you starts changing, and they start looking at you with more respect and
Interesting.
treat you differently.
Lovely. Good to know about the personalized connection. That's what
Yes,
it is, I
yes.
guess. Beautiful. What leadership qualities you believe will be most valuable in a workplace?
Openness, right? The world is changing way too fast than we are prepared for it, right? So being open, being grounded, because see, what happens is that we look at the next shiny object. Oh, this new AI thing is in the market, right? Oh, now there's this innovation, and we are running after all these shiny objects, and we are actually forgetting our humanness, right? So the leadership qualities that are actually going to help is to be able to look at the situation, right? Look at, like, connect the dots and understand, if we do this, this will be the impact. And then being able to not just observe but express what you see.
Wow.
Because people are hiring you because you have the expertise, right?
Yep.
Now you just have to show, you just have to talk about it.
Yeah.
Not like in the I need to now prove myself kind of an energy, but it's like, I really understand. I can look at the process end to end. We don't have all the data yet, but these are some of the possibilities, these are some of the pros, and these are some of the cons.
Yeah.
But expressing, authentically,
Beautiful.
saying your truth, that is the most important quality that is needed today. And more people, and it applied to me many years ago, because what that conditioning does is that we show up as scaredy cats, right? We are scared to speak up, we are scared to push back, we are scared to stand our ground, we are scared to advocate for ourselves, we're
Right.
scared of confrontation. And these are all the things that bring us down. So in today's day and age, the more we can use our voice, the more we can actually make a mark.
Lovely, lovely. Beautiful. So, Dr. Mrinalini, tell me, how can women build confidence when they are often the only women in a meeting room?
Yeah. Now, see, like I said, there are four pieces to leadership, right? Guess what? Almost all the fields are male dominated.
Very true.
Right? So, we want to thrive here. Now, the problem is that because we haven't had many examples of the feminine leadership, what are most women try to do? Even the top, women who are CEOs and CEOs, the only example they have is of men, right? So we are trying to be like men. We are loud. We are go 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 go. And unless and until there are achievements, it doesn't feel right. And what is happening is we are swallowing that leadership pill.
Yeah.
And that is what is making this difficult.
Wow.
Women are pretending to be men, and men are feeling threatened because of that. And actually, men and women, they need to work together, because all are needed. In fact, I will even go wider. All genders are needed. The idea is that we operate from fear. What will he think, right? If I say, and if he says something demeaning, then what will happen? So it's not that we are afraid of speaking up. You know what we are afraid of? We are afraid of what will happen after we speak up. And that is what holds us back. So again, focus on showing the big picture, focus on showing the outcome. And then, the other party may or may not agree with it. And here's the thing, and this is the biggest lesson I have learned in life, and which is what I teach my clients, is that in this world, I just keep it very simple for me. There are 50% of people who are going to love me, 50% of people who are going to hate me. 50% of people will see my point, 50% of people won't see my point. And when it comes to corporations, right? In the modern world, right? Especially this day and age, everybody is just trying to cover their rear end, basically. Absolutely. Right? So very nobody's true. Really dedicated to the cause, right? Why the company started, what are we trying to achieve? And as women, and this is the thing with feminine leadership, we are responsible. We are very, we want to nurture people, we want to bring people with us. And somehow masculine leadership just feels like I need to go ahead of everybody else. So what is happening is we are just trying to prove ourselves, right? I am better than you, my idea is better than you. But if you could just step back and really embrace, who you are, and you say that this is my approach. If they don't like it, that's fine. Yep, that's fine. At least we tried. You tried. Yeah. And there are some battles that are worth fighting, and some battles you let go. Right? Yeah. And at the end of the day, if you're working for somebody else, you will always have to listen to somebody else. Yeah. Right? Yeah. That's why I also encourage women, to start exploring something of their own. And with layoffs and everything, yeah, it's always good to have a second stream of income.
Very true, very true. I love this part actually. Can you share a client transformation story that continues to inspire you?
Yeah. Actually, my very first client, and that she has been my inspiration to start my business. So so I have changed my career multiple times, right? I was a physician, then I was a process improvement coach, then I became a business professor. And as a business professor, I taught in the MBA programs, and an advanced business degree program called as the Masters in Business Operational Excellence.
Wow.
That program, I felt like that's like everything that you want to learn about leadership. One of my students, she graduated, right? She got the degree in her hand. And then, we had connected over the time, because the program was designed very differently. We went to the boardrooms of various industries. We went to Boeing, Toyota, Honda, nationwide, various banks, pharmaceutical industries, and we actually met with leaders to really understand how they think about companies and how they make decisions.
Wow. Mhm.
So, like, we brought our students to these companies so they could see it firsthand.
Mhm.
So, when she came to me, she told me, Mrinalini, I'm very happy I completed, I graduated, but I feel like I need a leadership certification.
Mm.
And I was just shocked.
Mhm.
And then that made me really think because I saw a pattern and I told her, you know what, let's do something. I don't know if this will work or not, but let me coach you for a few weeks. And I said I won't charge you. In fact, I bought her lunch
Lovely.
because I wanted to try something.
Mhm.
So she told me she was a supervisor for 20 years,
Uh-huh.
and she told me her goal is to retire retire as a manager.
Wow. Mhm.
And I said we'll see what we can do. So we had some sessions, and I have a very holistic approach toward leadership. So the very first thing we found out was she was homesick. She was feeling like she was missing her family. So the first thing I told her was, you need to be where your family is. So she left her job and she moved closer to her family. Then we met on Zoom calls and we continued the coaching.
Mhm.
Then 6 months later, she sends me a text message and says, Mrinalini, I accepted the job as an associate director.
Mm.
So she wanted to retire as a manager. She became an associate director. Then, after, so she had learned everything, that I taught her, and she was applying those things.
Mhm.
6 months after that, I get a message from her, hey, I have become the director now. And then year and a half later, she sends me a text message, I am actually now sitting in the board meetings, I'm speaking up. And then the next text was,
Beautiful.
I am on my way to become the vice president.
Wow. Interesting.
So someone who thought she could just retire as a manager, she was playing so small. And
Okay.
a lot of us do that. So there is a way where we can unlock this potential and really go where we want to go. But Kathy has been my inspiration, and that's when I started my business. And this is what I've
Beautiful,
been doing
beautiful.
for the last 7, 8 years now.
Very good to know about this
Mm.
story of yours. Thank you for sharing that. Before we proceed with the further questions, I would like you to let us know, how do people approach you?
Mm.
Because there are so many people who would want to have a one-on-one with you.
Yeah, I would love that. So anybody, you want to get on an initial call, you can schedule a call with me. But you can go to LinkedIn and look up my name, and that's the best way to reach out to me. You send a message there, and I personally respond to that, and we can connect there. But
Absolutely.
my website is in the waking. It will be bindasleader.com. So, keep an eye open for it.
Absolutely. We'll make sure that we mention the website when it's fully ready. We'll put it
Yes.
back in the description area. And also, Mrinalini has an Instagram page,
Yes.
right? Where
Yes.
so many advertisements.
Yeah,
do
so
come.
right now it's Unshackled Career Woman. You can still look it up,
Sure.
but yeah, eventually it will change to Bindas Leader.
Absolutely. How can professionals learn to speak up with confidence without feeling intimidated?
Yeah. So, as we are talking about it, right? This cultural conditioning blind spot does a number on us, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it just holds us back in many ways. We become scared of things um, that are we don't need to be scared of. And this is something I want to say, especially to women. And I have something for men also,
Mhm.
but for women especially, we have done so many scary things in life, but we take them for granted. So for example, you have left your home country, you have come to a completely new country, you get married, you leave your home and come start living with strangers, right? You have given birth to babies. The amount of pain that you go through, right? The things that you have to overcome, adjusting in a new culture, do you know how scary that is? So, compared to that, speaking up is nothing. But again, it's not your fault that you're scared of speaking up. Like I said, that cultural conditioning is very important. So, if you can, address those limiting beliefs, understand that cultural conditioning blind spot, and that requires inner work. See, you can improve your public speaking, right? You can
Right.
go speak better, but inside, if you're still scared, that's the energy your audience is going to feel.
Absolutely.
But if you are secure within yourself, if you're confident within yourself, then communication just happens.
Yeah.
People come to me because they want to learn to speak up, but a majority of work that we do is on the inside. And as we do that, they don't even need a script. They just feel
True.
like, wow, I can speak with anybody now.
Wonderful. Good to know about such a crucial topic, right?
Mhm.
As a continuation, I would like to know how would you advise women returning to the workforce after a career break?
Hmm. That is one of my pet peeves,
Mm.
right? um, Again, how you position yourself is very important, right? Many times we just, because we see everybody around us, oh, they took a break, to be a mom taking care of children.
Mm.
But if you think about it, you are doing whatever you do at work, you're doing at home as well,
Yeah,
right?
true.
Whether it's budgeting, whether it's operations, right? Efficiency, how what should I cook, how do I make sure that my day runs smoothly, right? If there are delays, if somebody drops the ball, you are picking up and doing it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a way for how you position yourself. Now this also applies to people who are coming from India.
India.
See, the perception is that, and if we buy that perception, they keep telling us that, oh, but your work is India is not as same as the work that you do here, right? We are different. This is Western country, and it's very different. Or your degree is not as great as
Correct.
here.
Mhm.
So we have that inferiority complex within us.
Mm.
But if you are able to position the work that you have done, right, and how your experience actually ties into the goals that this particular job has for you, how you make that connection is very important. See, the thing is that companies don't care whether you have gone to IIT, whether you have gone to MIT, whether you have gone to Harvard.
Mhm.
What they want to know is the connection between your expertise, your education, and are you a good fit for me as a person, and are you truly able to solve my problem? So the way you speak about your experiences, whether you took a break to raise your children, whether you are just coming from India, how you position yourself makes the biggest difference.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. Dr. Mrinalini, tell us about what is the biggest career mistake you see talented women making repeatedly.
The biggest mistake is that people apply for jobs one or two levels below them,
Mm.
and women terrorize themselves, and actually I'm seeing men do the same thing.
Right.
We terrorize ourselves that, oh, my life will get too busy, oh, I don't know if I would be handle it or not, oh, but I'm afraid of speaking up, and all those things, we just terrorize ourselves that I won't be able to do it. But if done right,
Mm-hmm.
you will thrive in that position, because you know in your heart that's where you belong.
Yeah.
So don't let fear hold you back, because you're going to shine. You will have a boss who can handle your greatness.
Yeah.
If you apply for two or three levels below, then your boss is going to feel like you are a competitor, right? They are going to keep you down there, and they will do it in a very nice manner. Like I was telling earlier, they will praise you privately, but publicly, they will take the spotlight on themselves, and they will just minimize you as part of their team. Yeah, my team worked on this, but I was the one who was driving this. But you know the work that you have done, right? So learn how to position yourself.
True.
Learn how to be that daring, that bindas to apply for higher levels. Because see what men do, and again, this is not men versus women thing. A lot of men also do the same thing, right? There is that unsaid hierarchy that we have created in our mind.
Absolutely.
So the thing is that even if your experience matches, 50 to 60% of what is being asked on the job description, you are golden.
Yeah.
You are golden. So don't make that mistake of underestimating yourself and applying for jobs that are at a lower level.
That's a lovely motivation to listen to. Tell us one word that defines leadership.
Acceptance.
Confidence or competence? Which comes first and why?
That's a great question. um, I would say practice builds competence as well as confidence.
Beautiful, beautiful. What would you tell your younger self in one sentence?
You are in the process of blossoming.
Mm,
Don't give up.
beautiful. If you could have coffee with any leader in the world, who would it be and why?
uh, does that person have to be alive?
Can be anyone.
um you know I would like to have coffee with Baba Amte, and I don't know if a lot of people know him, but he was a physician, and he actually created a sanctuary. I can call it a sanctuary for patients with leprosy.
Wow.
Because everybody sidelined patients with leprosy, and he decided that I'm going to be the person who gives them that respect, who values them and honors them. And he did that. And I actually visited Anandvan. It's in Maharashtra. That's where he created that. And you could see people that the society had given up on.
Wow.
They in that disease, your fingers slough off, your toes slough off, and these people are making paintings. They're making art with their mouth and with their toes, and they're drawing. And I saw the greeting cards that they have created. It is so beautiful.
Okay.
And the reason I like that is because I resonate with you know uplifting human condition. And I think of leadership also the same way, because somewhere we have given up on ourselves. Somewhere we feel that we are not good enough. And I would like to become that reason in people's life and be able to help them in whatever manner where they can really look at their greatness and not feel like someone um, uh, who should be manipulated or taken advantage of, because every single person has the potential to really shine and lead.
Lovely. So I think that pretty much answers my next question, but I would love to know if there is more. Outside of coaching and leadership, what brings you the most joy?
Music. I'm a singer, and
Wow.
I love singing. And then the second thing is hiking with my 8-year-old.
Beautiful, beautiful. So, on a closing note, for every woman listening who feels overlooked, undervalued, or stuck in her career right now, what message you would like to leave them with?
Yeah, so the first thing that I want to tell women is that it's not your fault. It really is not your fault. And if you are blaming yourself, if you are working way too hard to prove yourself, if you're pleasing others at your own cost, please stop doing that, because that's not what is going to help you. Ask for help, because see, if this were easy, everyone would have done it.
Yep.
Right? And the conditioning does another harm to us, that we become hyper independent and we feel like, oh, I'll figure out, right? We try to find some jugaad, right? Oh, let me read this book, let me fix it, let me do that. And it's all good. And honestly, can you change? Can you transform on your own? Absolutely. But there will be a lot of trial and error. You will spend a lot of time, and it's a very lonely, long, winding road. So ask for help. Get help, because there are people, there are resources. And if whatever I shared resonates with you, please reach out to me, and we will take it from there.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for answering all these questions so patiently. And I'm so happy and overwhelmed by having this conversation with you. Thanks for your time. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Anu, for having me. I had a lot of fun, speaking with you, and you had such insightful questions.
Thank
I
you.
really appreciate it, and I really appreciate your initiative of helping us, spread
Thank you.
our message and share our vision.
Thank
So
you so
thank you
much.
so much.
All the best.
Thank you.